Trent is on the move. He is leaving Liverpool. Joining us now is Troy Deeney. Troy, how you doing, mate?
Hello, gents. How are we?
Yeah, very good, thank you. Very good. Just before we get into it, we've been having a lot of shoe chat today, yes. Troy. Are you a Birkenstock man, a Croc man, or a sliders man?
Yeah, I reckon sliders.
Neither.
None of them. Just slippers. Fourth man has entered the chat.
No.
It's unbelievable.
We're going to have to get Jonesy's
We have to go any kind of footwear that can slip on and off. It has to be slippers.
Oh, there we go. Troy Deeney. I was banking on sliders.
I was.
Yeah,
Troy Deeney, unbelievable.
There we go. Well, breaking news. Troy Deeney's a slipper man. But Troy, obviously big news today about Trent Alexander-Arnold leaving Liverpool. It's news we thought was coming, but I mean, what's your reaction to it?
I think for the timing is interesting. Obviously, we thought it was going to get to the end of the season and then do it, but I think he wants to do it on his terms. And obviously, you have the last game, the home game against Arsenal coming up. It kind of slots in nicely because obviously going to get the Guard of Honour. It's still a big game against Arsenal. Maybe he'll get a great reception. I think that's what he's hoping for. But I think it's the one of the three. I said it at the time, very early on. One of the three that they could afford to lose. I think Trent is exceptional. I think he's fantastic. However, you lose Van Dijk. There's not many number one centre-halves in world football who are dominant and leadership skills that he has. And then obviously with Mo Salah, you've got to get someone who scores 30 goals, 15 assists, 8 quarters and can take penalties. So you've got to get 4 players. So I think when you look at it that way, you know, Trent is the one who is kind of replaceable.
Troy, when you mentioned that reception there, you'd expect him to get a good one. It's difficult, isn't it? Because there are, a lot of Liverpool fans that this has irked, to put it lightly, really. I mean, is there a world where actually we've seen his last game in a Liverpool shirt? Now he's made this announcement.
No, I think there's an understanding. I don't think the manager's going to be that cruel as well. I think if the manager was to leave him out for the last couple of games and not give him a timeout, I think then that would put the manager onto a hiding. If I'm being totally honest with you, I don't think he's going to get a fully well-rounded reception only because there's no financial gain for Liverpool. I think if it had left, even if it was for like 20 million, 30 million, they would have gone, okay, at least we've got some money for you. I think that's the only bit where the Liverpool fans I speak to anyway, that's the only bit of like, yeah, we love him, he's a good lad, but he's going for free. And that bit just doesn't feel right.
And as much as obviously you say out of that three, he's the one that they can lose or it's okay to lose, it's still going to have an impact, isn't it, on Liverpool? I mean, even when you think earlier this season they had a bit of a dip and, we're talking about the cup final, the PSG game, and Trent was missing for those games. He's a big player for them to lose.
Absolutely, and he's a wonderful talent. And by the way, when you're talking about the one he could afford to lose, it's talking about world-class players. Talking about players that are at that level that it's really difficult to replace them, and styles of play have to change. Do you get what I mean? So, like for example, when Trent's in the team, whenever we played against him, you try and show him down the left-hand side because you keep that ball away from him. Because as soon as he gets over the halfway line, he can kill you with a single pass. So I think it will be difficult. It'll be difficult for Conor Bradley to go in and fill that void as well. But also it might be a change in evolution to how Liverpool are going to play. So it's very difficult. Again, from set pieces, you are worrying instantly. God, if he gets this right, they'll score, as we've seen yesterday. So, it's a lot that he brings. But I do think just he's the one they could, in a weird way, could afford to miss.
This may come as a shock to you, Troy. I'm not a Premier League footballer, but I can imagine that at the end of your career, the worst thing for you as a footballer would be to look back and go, I didn't give it everything. I didn't take every opportunity I was offered. And I can imagine that's what's playing in his... You must be thinking there must be something else other than Liverpool, and I want to find out.
Well, it's bigger than that. It's a life metaphor. What if... If we sat around thinking, what if I'd have done this? What if I'd have took that journey instead of this one? I was talking to somebody the other day, I won't reveal confidences, but again, somebody that knows that level better than me. Where Liverpool are at this moment in time is at the top. They've just won the 20th League, Premier League. They're obviously doing well in all competitions, to the point now, for the last 2 years, around February, saying, can they do the quadruple? And if they're already shorter than that, it's like, it was a bad season. But they're winning the Premier League. Real Madrid, who are potentially going to finish second or third, crashed out of the Champions League. There's so much room for them to grow with Trent, and he can be part of this is how great he is, and he's going out at the best time for Liverpool. So I don't think it's a difficult decision. I think it's more of one of those, I can't do any more at Liverpool. He's been the captain, he's won the Champions League, he's won the Premier League, played for England. Everything as a young man has been finished. So now going into the adulthood and that peak time of his career, he's probably going, let's have a bit of fun in Real Madrid. It's not a bad team he's going to.
That's the thing, isn't it? That's the thing.
He's not going to Torquay, for example.
For goodness sake, because really in the barrel today. Also, no, I think the fact that he's not going to say Saudi or that means it's not just for money. He's not just gone somewhere. He's gone to a club, I'm going to say, on an equal footing to Liverpool in the world game.
Yeah.
They're the biggest club in world football. I'll say it for you. They're the biggest club in world football. They're the biggest draw. They're the biggest name. And it's the fact that they're on a bit of a downward trajectory at this moment in time. I think he's going to be part of a revolution. I really do. I think they're going to sell. I can see a world in which they can sell Vinicius Junior. That they get a massive pay packet if they move Mbappe and then go and get 2 or 3 other players, and Trent being one of them.
Now, Troy, obviously Liverpool, as you mentioned, champions of the Premier League. They played Chelsea at the weekend, and there was a bit of a debate over doing a guard of honour for them as champions.
Troy's not giving anyone a
and I can see Troy right now shaking his head. He's about as annoyed as when I asked him if he owned Birkenstocks, I think. What do you make of them then, Troy?
I just don't get it. I really don't get it. I think if I saw Maresca's comments before saying it's their honour to give him, he'd love it, and he's like, are you not competing against these guys? Give them the respect by saying you beat us twice or however many times they beat you in the league, and yes, you are the best, and yes, you get to wear the gold badge, which not many people get to wear. Guard of honour nonsense. Stand there and clapping them. Are we doing it this week, next week, the week after that?
I think that's the thing, isn't it? It has to go on for another, because Chelsea have done it. It has to go on for another few weeks. The only thing I heard, I think it was the former Chelsea defender Scott Minto talking about it, and he said the only thing is, especially for the game against Arsenal, you could use it as a motivating tool. I think that's something that Sir Alex Ferguson did. He said, clap the champions through, but make sure next time
Arsenal should have some good fun with that. Then they've done it the last couple of years.
Excellent at guards of honour.
Yeah, for me, it's just a case of it's not a lack of disrespect. It's a massive show of weakness to me. It's a case of you've won the league. I get it. For Arsenal, it's unfortunate they happen to be the first game at home since they've won it. So I would say that one, yes. Don't have to do this procession now where it's a guard of honour. They won the Premier League. They're great. Yes, they deserve it. But we have spent 90% of this season talking about how bad of a Premier League it's been. So which one is it? Have we been disrespecting them because the league's not been as good as it should be, or now saying it's great?
Yeah,
I'm confused.
Yeah, absolutely. Bin it along with 3rd and 4th place playoffs, and also the FA Cup losers having to go up and get a medal.
Yeah, and Crocs.
I don't know about that. I'd be gutted about that one if I'm honest.
Oh, okay. There we go.
But you know what? Even just to that point, though, there, but really, really quickly, I know you got to go to break, but when we lost in the FA Cup final, we lost 6-0, you get drubbed. You don't want to be there. Yeah. The respect you show is that you to us. Man City were the best on the day, so you stand there, you take your punishment, you clap them up as they all go down that line, and even the 15th choice goalkeepers picking the trophy up. You stand there, you show your respect. That to me is acceptable because it was on the day. If you now have to do it for 4 weeks, I just think it's come on,
that's enough.
Get a bit boring now.
It's it might even get boring for Liverpool, mightn't it? Maybe.
If they keep losing, they're not going to want it, are they? If they keep losing like they did Sunday, then they're not going to want any more guards of honour.
They should clap them off.
Keep your guard of honour. Start heckling them.
Boo them. Just boo them. Anyway,
the tunnel of booze.
That's
probably where they've been all week.
So that sounds like a YouTube show.
Paul Hawksby and Andy Jacobs, Monday to Friday afternoons 1 till 4 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.